All right, all right, all right. I'm so glad you're back. We're wrapping up the final few videos in this series that we spent talking about book marketing and what you need to do if you're a serious book marketer and you want to make the best impact with your book and potentially earn the most bang for your buck, right? There could be a few different motivators behind why you spend so much energy putting your book out into the world and marketing it. But at the end of the day, when you lay out your options in front of you, there's a lot to choose from. There are so many ways you can market your book, it's ridiculous. And that I think is one of those things that people get a little tripped up about. Where to start, what to do, how do I do it, what's right for me? That's really the big question that you kind of need to figure out, right? So, where do you start? In today's video, I want to talk about what I consider to be the secret, behind the most effective book marketing. It's just a big secret because it's not one of those tools I can sell you, not I, but it's a tool that you can be sold by maybe a book marketing guru. It's not a course, it's not a book, it's not a secret behind the scenes book marketing palace that that brings you to the top of Amazon. It's actually really simple. And it's something that will take you far. And I know it's deceptively simple, but I truly want you to just be open to hearing the message and running with it and not feeling nervous that you don't have any parameters, because the secret is just to be yourself. Okay? Again, deceptively simple. Are you still there? Did you leave me? I know it's ridiculous. It's like, yeah, duh, Danielle, I'm going to be myself. Like, who else would I be? But it is really tricky to put yourself out there in this context and feel confident if you've never done it before. But I firmly believe that when you are writing a book, such as a memoir, that is a deep, deep part of who you are, you're sharing a part of your soul and your heart and your spirit and all of that juicy, good stuff. You're sharing that with the world. You're putting it on the page. If you have this book that contains a piece of you, what better way to get it in the right hands than to be you, okay? And so, be yourself. What does that even mean in the context of book marketing? Well, let me give you some guidance on that so you can kind of take it from here and define that for yourself. So, number one, you're going to start out potentially having no clue what you feel is enjoyable to you. Again, there's, I don't know, thousands, millions of options out there. You got how many different social media platforms? You got tons of different online options. You have in person options, speaking events or not, different paper goods you can produce and send out or give away or whatever it is. There are so many different things that fall under the category of book marketing. But what you may get tripped up about in the beginning is just not having a clue what feels right for you. And I think that's a huge thing. If you take nothing away from this video other than do what feels right, that's enough, okay? But that's really what you need to do. So, how do you figure out what feels right? You just start experimenting. You just continue doing things here and there as you're called to do them, as something sparks your interest or sounds like, this might actually be worth a try. Experiment, get out there and play, have fun, be you, and work within the parameters of that particular aspect of book marketing. For example, maybe you're like, you know what? I'm on Facebook, I have a ton of followers, I'm going to start here. Great, perfect. Experiment with how that works. Maybe do different types of posts if you want to do video or writing or whatever it is. You just need to dabble a little bit in order to really find your voice and style. I never ever thought I would do videos. I love to write, and I've never, I don't know, never really thought I would be in the spotlight like this. I know I'm not on a stage or anything, but it was just such a surprise for me to find that I really enjoy doing videos. I really enjoy this format of being able to share my perspective on things and just provide guidance and helpful tips and all of that jazz. I've been saying that lately. Just this is the the format that I found most enjoyable to me in many ways. Of course, I still do write, I still do some other things, but I really have enjoyed doing videos. You may enjoy something more along the lines of podcasts or blog posts or essays or whatever it is, right? So find what you really love. And that might mean taking a step back and saying, well, if I had to spend 40 hours, a 40-hour work week doing this, like a full-time job doing this, what would I really want to do? I wouldn't necessarily want to create videos all day long, but I can lean in there and say, like, this might be a big piece of what I like to do. So I guess that long story short, the sum of that discussion is just jump in and try things. You may immediately find out you do not like something, but just because it isn't working or you don't have results right away doesn't mean you should give up if you feel like it's enjoyable to you and it feels aligned with how you want to interact as yourself in your own voice, in your own style. And then along that lines, when we're talking about style and personality and all of that, I don't want you to feel pressured to sound formal or informal or a certain way. Book marketing, yes, is a professional endeavor. I want you to take it seriously. I want you to act like a pro. I want you to act like the expert you are. But you don't have to get out there and button up your suit to the top button and put on your tie and feel very, the phrase is buttoned up. If that's not truly your style and where you feel the most confident, you can certainly get as informal as you'd like if you feel like that would help you connect to your audience and really help your voice and style come out. I tend to be more informal. I think people look at me and go like, I don't know if you can actually be a business owner based upon my appearance. I've gotten that my whole life. So I'm okay with that. But once you hear what I have to say, you start taking me seriously. I've thrived in that environment, I feel. So I don't feel the need to look the part, if you will. That might be where your comfortable zone lies, and that's okay. But don't feel pressured to do one or the other just because you see other people doing it and that appears to work well for them. If you want to look very professional, buttoned up, put together, absolutely lean into that. That is your style preference, and where you might thrive, then go for it. But do not feel pressure either way. This is absolutely your call. And then we're going to kind of continue digging into this and looking at different facets, but let's look at your personality. What are your strengths? What are the traits that really shine? Maybe you really are very good at winging it and you like to have just impromptu conversations with people, and that's really where you come alive. Maybe you are good at presenting in front of groups. Maybe that's just your thing. Maybe you're really good at creating supplemental materials and designing things like workbooks, and you're really good at the graphic design or the art. Maybe you really enjoy making images that you can share on something like Instagram, right? Maybe putting together longer series of blog posts or whatever is really in your wheelhouse. Whether or not any of that is true, I want you to take a step back, look at your personality, lean into your strengths and your traits. I tend to be someone who has no problem, kind of blazing her own trail. So if I feel like I'm alone in this, I'm usually okay with that. So I just kind of go with it. That's a strength of mine. I just jump in and I kind of feel my way through it. I don't always need a plan. If you're really good at planning and researching and putting together big, beautiful, months long marketing plans, do that. That sounds amazing. That's going to be something, if it's a strength of yours and you are enjoying the process of that, that's going to be something that will really come to your aid. And then at the end of the day, the last word I have to say on this topic is just be creative. You do not have to get out there and do what everyone else is doing, or you can, and you can put your own spin on it or not. It does not matter what you do as long as you enjoy it. You're connecting with your readers, you're doing your book justice. And when I say that, I really mean, what is the mission behind your book? Are you acting and behaving and marketing in a way that helps promote that mission and push it forward out into the world? Are you reaching the right people with the right message? And again, this is something you may not know how to do in the beginning, but you just get out there, experiment, give it a whirl for like a couple weeks. Don't pull the plug immediately. Maybe you have a 30-day rule. I usually have at least a 30-day rule. It should probably be more like 60 days or 90 days if we're being honest, because you really don't get results immediately. But stick to it for a little while and then step back and assess. Is all of this stuff working for me or not? How can I shift? How can I pivot? And be creative. Give it your own flair. If you enjoy something that you don't see other people leaning into, that's okay. I give you permission. You can do you. So, maybe this went a different direction than you were expecting when I told you I was going to tell you a secret. But that truly is the secret to effectively marketing your book. You be you, and you will market your book and yourself effectively. That's it. That's the secret. Cat's out of the bag. So come back for my next video, and we're going to talk about a couple other more technical things, less of, the do you and the woo woo and all that. So come back and I will see you there.